All right, this is Josh back here with you. Today, or in this video, I want to just run through the syllabus with you. And so hopefully if I can explain everything clearly, you won't have any questions, but if you do have any questions, I hope you feel really comfortable to contact me and ask. So I have my syllabus up here. I'm just going to kind of scroll through it and talk about the important things and things of note. So if you look at the top here, there's my office in A105. It's by the print shop. There's my email. My office extension is 1716, but my cell phone is listed up there too, and I listed up there for a reason. I want you to use it. If I get a call from you and I miss it, I'll call you back, leave a message. But I want you to feel comfortable to use that phone number to call me and ask me any questions. Even on the weekends, don't be nervous about calling me because I don't mind. I don't mind talking to my students all the time. And I'll probably get back to you within a day or something if I'm super busy. So scrolling down a little bit. Here's a little paragraph that I wrote, a couple paragraphs. Hello, one and all. Welcome to Composition 2. You're almost ready to leave the nest of WWCC and head off into the big bad world. You're going to need a solid head on your shoulders to navigate the tempest heading your way. Career, further schooling, love, philosophical dilemma, existential crisis, tax preparation, health issues, wild animal attacks, bigotry, and general human indecency, just to name a few storm clouds. My goal in this course is to help you get your head solid by practicing research, reasoning, and analytical skills that will help you assess scenarios, evaluate information, and take appropriate action when faced with any of life's challenges, inside the classroom and out. In this class, we will read some great stories and articles, even watch a couple movies, analyze them, and explore how their themes relate to the human condition, and more specifically to our nation, that is, the crazy and beautiful behaviors we have all shared to some degree or another since we were living in caves, hiding from saber-toothed tigers. So I hope you enjoy. So essentially in this class, we're going to read some books. We are going to do a lot of research about topics that come out of these books. I'll give you a couple examples of that in a minute. Then we're going to write some long research essays, some long college-level research essays, and the goal of this class for me, the objective is for you to become college research academic writers. So you can go into any other class that you take, and you could do research and write essays and get good grades on them. But the other one is for you to kind of dive pretty deep into 2 or 3 topics a semester that you may have interest in or that may be new to you. And by the end of the semester, I want you to be kind of like the expert in your life. Like I want you to know more about these topics than anybody else that you know. So we'll call that the expert in your life, So that's kind of what I'm shooting for here. Here are the books. We'll start reading The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. It's one of the most sold books of all times. I think it sold 68 or 65 million copies over the years. It's a coming-of-age story set in the 1950s. It's super famous. A lot of you have probably already read it, but it brings up a ton of social issues that you can choose for a research topic. The second book is called Slaughterhouse-Five, much less well-known by Kurt Vonnegut. He's an American writer. He just passed a couple years ago, actually, but he's one of my favorites. And Slaughterhouse-Five was his first book, and it's about World War II and his experience in World War II, but it's way more zany than that. There's time travel and aliens in it. And that book also brings up a lot of social issues that we can use to for our research topics. The last book, and this is if we get to it, of all the times I've taught these 3 books, we've probably gotten to all 3 books half the time, and the other half the time we've only gotten to the first 2, and that's okay because I kind of am a quantity over quality guy. No, quality over quantity guy. So I'd rather write 2 papers really well and make sure they're complete and good than trying to fit in a 3rd one. But usually we'll kind of figure out with about a month left of class if we're going to fit that one in. But that's a book. It's a graphic novel. It's a book about some kind of conspiracies around, we'll call them scientific happenings that have occurred in history. The title is How to Fake a Moon Landing, and that topic is about why people don't believe that we have ever been to the moon. So that's kind of interesting, and that could be definitely a topic for you to write about towards the end of the semester. For that book, there will not be a long essay like the other two, but there'll be more of a multimedia presentation. We'll get to that when we need to. Um, a couple films that we're going to watch. We're definitely going to watch Salinger, which is a documentary. It's available on Netflix, and I think you could buy it too if you need to for probably $8 or $10 or something like that. We've had some trouble getting a copy, but it's on Netflix. It's been on Netflix, and I think you can illegally download it online. Don't tell anybody I told you that. We're going to watch that. And we'll watch at least one other film, but I haven't decided which one it will be yet. We might watch Slaughterhouse-Five, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't really like watching a movie of the book we just read, so we might do something else. So in terms of grading, there's big stuff and little stuff. There'll be 3 major projects, 2 research papers. They'll each be worth 100 points, and they'll be based out of research topics that we've kind of like found in The Catcher in the Rye and then in Slaughterhouse-Five. And this last multimedia project, which will also be worth 100 points. Then the smaller stuff, the daily stuff, will be reading responses, which your first week reading responses is to read chapters 1 through 7 from Catcher in the Rye and write 250 words about it, I think, or 500. You have to check the assignment, I forget right now. And each of those will be worth 5 points each. And what those are to do is to get you thinking about the book, get you engaging with it, and have you start to think about your research topic. So by the time we're done reading this book, you'll have 7 to 10 pages probably written about the book and about what you think about it and about topics that you might want to research for your first paper. So that's kind of how that goes. You also have discussion posts, and those will be different every week. The first week we have 2, I think, your introduction and then a response to the chapters 1 through 7. Some weeks might have more than that. You'll always have at least 1 probably. And I want you guys to really actively participate in that. They're graded. I think they're worth 5 points each too. I kind of forget as well right now, but something like that. And then you'll have some group research projects I'll break you down into groups and you guys will help each other do research on your own projects. So you'll be kind of like, not out there on an island by yourself. The grading is on A, B, C. There's no D in there because if you get below a 70 on this class, it doesn't count for anything, so you're definitely shooting for a C or above. So essentially anything below a C is a failed grade because you can't, it won't count towards your graduation. It won't count towards moving forward. So that's why that's like that. Let's see. You can read all this on your own. Attendance is weird because we won't ever see each other, but a key to the success of this course is to participate in class regularly. So that means post on your discussion boards, respond to your classmates' posts, respond to my posts, just get all Facebook on it, and really don't be afraid of oversharing and overposting. I want that thing to be a lively animal that's always changing and growing, and interesting and riveting, and that'll kind of spur a lot of our conversations on. But you're kind of responsible for that. It's a huge part of the taking online class. Down here are some resources we have at the school. So if you're in Rock Springs, you can go to the library. You can go to the disabilities support services. If you're not in Rock Springs, you can communicate with the library and communicate with these departments. And I will show you how to do that. You can call the disability office, but I will show you as the semester goes on and we start getting to more research more. I'll post a couple other videos about using the library. It's a wonderful resource that we have here. It's free for us, so it's great. Another online resource is Smart Thinking, which you probably have used in your 1010 class. We'll talk about that as we get to our first draft of the first essay. And then we have the Peer Tutor Center, which is, if you're here, you can use that. Writing Lab. Academic Honesty. Turnitin.com is an important one. This is a plagiarism tool, I guess, but I usually don't use it to actually catch people plagiarizing because nobody seems to really do that in my class. Instead, what it is, I use it as a tool to help you determine if you have a well-balanced essay, meaning that you have a certain percentage of the words in your essay are research, and then the vast majority of the words in your essay are your own thoughts and rationale. So that's kind of what we'll use Turnitin.com for. So as soon as you get a chance, go to Turnitin.com and set up an account. You're going to need a couple bits of information from me, which I'll give you over the course of this week or 10 days or something after the first of the week of the semester gets going. So That's what we do for that. Plagiarize, don't plagiarize. Appropriate student behavior, be a good person. Don't be mean on your discussion boards and mean to each other. But that's essentially the syllabus. Um, please let me know if you have any questions about that. And that's it. Looking forward to it tomorrow. That's when we're starting. Bye.